Good morning. If you can't hear me, it's because of the water in the background. It rained a lot, so there's a lot of water flowing down the hill. Today I wanted to talk about anxiety. Anxiety. What is anxiety, you may ask? Well, here's the definition from the internet.
A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
Which makes a lot of sense because what I'm going to talk to you about is how being anxious is not being present. That's what that comes from. Being in your head. It's that simple. You're either in the present, focus now, not in your head, enjoying what's in front of you, or you're in the future, anxious about what's to come, or you're ruminating about the past and what you did and what you wish you could have done differently. When the past is done, you can't change it. You gotta let it go. And the future you have no control over in that sense. And the more you try to control it, the tougher it's gonna be. And I wanted to talk about things that worked for me to help soothe that anxiety. The first thing coming to me are these walks. I absolutely love being outside, especially in the forest with my dogs. I mean, how can you not like that? And sometimes when I can feel my anxiety start to ramp up, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna go for a walk. That's not always feasible though. If the weather's really bad, or if I'm at work or somewhere where I can't just stop everything and go out. But if I can, that's what I'll do. And even if I start the walk anxious or pissed off or sad, man, by the end of it, I feel so much better. There's just something about getting outside and moving your body that helps those positive endorphins get going. Another thing I like to do is try to meditate before it gets too bad. Because I can tell you, I've sat there when my mind has been already racing for quite some time, and there's absolutely no way I can quiet it. And that's when I've gone too far. And some days, there is literally nothing that works. Some days I just have to say, okay, I'll try again tomorrow and do my best to just let whatever's happening be and keep telling myself this too shall pass and then wait for tomorrow. A lot of times talking to someone else helps, not about my problems, just interrupting those thought patterns, having a joyful conversation about something. Making these videos is also something that brings me a lot of joy. So I do that. And if you have anything else that brings you joy, do that more often. What else? I've said in a previous video, for me, a big one that helps is pausing. As many times a day as you can remember. You can set a reminder in your phone. You stop and you take 3 deep breaths and you get really present. You stop thinking about everything that's going on right now for those 10-20 seconds. And then you can say a little prayer, you can say a little intention, anything positive, and then continue on with your day. And slowly over time, your brain will develop new neural pathways to help you bring you back to now. And that does not happen overnight. And so know that you are on the right path. It just takes time, like everything else. It took you however many years to get to the anxious state or whatever state you're in. That didn't happen overnight. So give yourself time, practice peace and patience, and be kind to yourself. Be kind to that little kid who was often rushed or told they weren't getting it quick enough or they needed to be better. You be that loving parent for that little kid in there who often feels scared and anxious. And slowly and little by little, you will start to feel better. So it's such a simple concept, but it is difficult. It can be difficult to execute. You just have to continually remind yourself of it. Continue to do small things every day that help you be present. I got to pay attention here because the water's really deep. So yeah, I can't do a lot of those things all the time. So the key here is to get out ahead of it and do things, small things throughout the day, so you don't get to the point where it's uncontrollable. And believe me, I get to that point where my mind just takes off in a downward spiral and it's hard to get back out. Some days I just have to say, okay, I give, tomorrow will be a better day. And that's okay. That's completely okay. Just knowing where you're at is okay, and to know, okay, these feelings will pass. They will. This too shall pass. It always does. And if you're someone who needs medication, who takes medication because it's your last resort, that's okay too. The thing I want to say about that is knowing that your medication is only there to temporarily help you, like a Band-Aid. It's not actually dealing with why you feel that way. So to know that I'm not taking this to heal, to fix me, to help me, I'm taking this so that I can feel better temporarily while I heal, do the other things that help me heal. So eventually I won't need it. I won't need to take that medication. That's my opinion on that. Oh my goodness, I thought this was an animal in the bush. This is just my dog. It is an animal in the bush. Check out the water. It's almost overflowing. It rained a lot here last night and the night before. The water is just wild today. And I know some people will say, no matter what I do, no matter how much I meditate, no matter how much I try, my thoughts don't get better, my days don't get better. And here's something someone told me once. How many years did it take you to build those beliefs and those thoughts? 30, 40, 50, depending how old you are? You think you're just gonna undo them in 1 year of healing and meditating? Some people say it takes decades. It's not a quick fix. It's a shift in perspective and a change in your life patterns to create a better life. And that takes time. And that's something I also have a hard time with occasionally, where I want things to speed up, or why am I not where I'd like to be, or why am I not feeling better quicker? And every time that happens, I know, again, look, I'm in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm not present. The key I feel for not getting super anxious is to stop it before it starts, which is kind of confusing. But that means to catch yourself not being present immediately. As soon as you let your mind start to go somewhere else about what's coming, what happened, what you're afraid of, you interrupt that thought pattern. And however you do that safely is what's going to make those new neural pathways stronger to then keep bringing you back to the present. I've said in past videos that for me, being in the future in my mind, mostly in the future and sometimes in the past, is what causes my anxiety. Not feeling safe, going over scenarios where I felt like I could have done better, or I wasn't perfect. And those are the things that stimulate me to be in my mind. Therefore, it takes me out of the present. And then that builds up and builds up. And always, I can pinpoint it back to where that started. And I'm human. I don't always stop it. And so I get to the point where I'm continuously trying to plan my day. When I have a lot of time, it's when I'm not busy that my mind gets squirrely. And so for me, when I'm alone, which is often, or if I feel bored, which is another one, I start to just spiral. And being bored is also being in your mind. How is it in this day and age you can't find something joyful to do? And I'm not saying distract yourself with your phone or the TV, but something that truly makes your heart happy. And for me, it's because I didn't learn that. I didn't know what truly made me happy. So it's learning that now. I'm really being led towards doing things like this, being outside, doing things that make me happy that maybe when I was young I didn't allow myself to do, or I didn't even know I wanted to do. I wanted to add this. This is a key thing that I forgot to say. Anxiety boils down to, one, not being present, and two, not trusting that you'll be okay. Because why else would you need to go into the present and plan or go back into the past and try to change stuff? Because you don't feel like you are going to be okay. You don't feel safe. And that's a natural thing to feel when you didn't learn that growing up. Nobody taught that to you. So how on earth are you going to know to be able to trust? That comes with time and practice. And always remember, you are enough. You don't have to do anything to be enough. So there's nothing you need to do. If even that helps you a little bit today, that makes me happy. Thanks. Have a good day.